So I talk a lot about like my tips and tricks for losing weight, and I've told my story about being overweight and what prompted me to want to change and how I got into running, and I've talked about all that kind of stuff. But one thing that I haven't really broken down is what exactly a normal day or week looks like for me with the lifestyle that I'm living now. So I'm going to tell you what it used to be, which was I'd wake up and I would not weigh myself because I didn't want to know how bad it got. And then I would have like 2 or 3 cups of coffee with about half a bottle of creamer in it, which by the time that was said and done was probably 600 calories. And I'm not joking because the coffee that I still drink today is 210. And that's like my modest amount. So I would have like 3 cups, which would put me over the edge. And then because I wasn't eating very healthy foods, like, not that you want to know this about me, but I still do have serious like bowel issues. Like, I'm so jealous that my husband can like poop every day. Like, it's not fair because if I could poop every day, I would lose a lot of weight, but it doesn't happen. So I didn't have like normal issues, or I didn't have normal bowel situation when I was much bigger either, because I was eating foods that were just not helping that situation along, if you catch what I'm saying. So I would have all this coffee, and then I would immediately, like, I clean houses. So I would go to work to clean a house, and on the way I would stop and pick up like 2 or 3 breakfast burritos and a root beer because that's what you need in the morning for breakfast apparently. So I would eat all those, and then while I was working, I would have like a bag of Jolly Ranchers that I would eat the entire time, and then I would still stop and have like um, a granola bar because I was like, I'm being healthy. So then I would probably pick something little up on my way home still, or I would stop at gas stations that were on my way and I'd get a thing of root beer and I don't know, like some kind of candy or combos or something. Then I'd come home and make like hamburger helper, and then me and my husband would split the entire box, which would end up being like 700 calories there. And then I would still make like a tray of cookies and eat like 12 of those and a big glass of milk, and then I might still have a bowl of cereal after that. So that's what my day used to look like. I had no exercise other than the houses I was cleaning. And then, yeah, basically that was the same schedule. Like if I got a pizza from Pizza Hut, I would have a pan pizza and I would eat 4 or 5 pieces in one sitting. Then I'd wait a little bit and then I'd eat some more of it. Because literally I had trained my body to never feel full. Like I could just keep eating until the end of time, and I don't know that I'd ever get full. And my mindset was like, different foods are for like different stomachs. I don't know. Like, I'm not a cow. I don't have 4 stomachs. But I felt like, oh, I'm so full from like pizza. I can't eat anymore, but I can eat some cookies. Like, I could still eat like 12 of those. It didn't phase me any. And I don't know why that is, but that's just how I was about it. So, needless to say, I gained a lot of weight because of those habits. So, now, what a typical day looks like, in case I've lost 95 pounds at one point. Sorry, I think this is blurry. I don't know. I lost 95 pounds, almost 100, once before in 2013 and 14. Then I ran a half marathon in 15, I think, 2015. Then I took a break and I gained 30 pounds of it back. And I just started this January 2019. It is now mid-April of 2019, and I've lost 26 pounds again. So I'm just a couple pounds away from my smallest, what I was before. Oh my gosh. Hold, please. Sorry, I'm trying to get stuff done, but my daughter is not comprehending what I'm telling her when I tell her that I will be out as soon as I'm done, and I will make her tiny pizza that she keeps asking for. I'm not even sure what that is. So she keeps yelling, Mom, and so if you hear that, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to ignore it from now on. So if you hear it happening back there, don't even worry about it. She's fine. She's watching her little Lego friend show. She'll be okay. So, I don't even know what I was talking about, but so my new habits that I'm going to kind of go, oh no, I was telling you that I had lost 26 of the pounds again. So, I know very much what kind of like regimen or routine I need to have to get the results that I want, because I've done it for so long now. The first time it took me about a year and a half, and this time it took me just a couple of months because I hadn't gained too much back. And so I just know what works for me, and I'm just saying, if it works for me, scientifically, I feel like if you just patterned your life after what I'm about to show you, I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. Someone told me one time, and I think I said it in another video, that you eat the amount of calories plus a zero of the weight of the body that you want to be or sustain. So if you eat 6,000 calories in a day, you're sustaining a 600-pound body. And that made sense to me because if I want to be 130 pounds, I should eat 1,300 calories, and that would sustain a 130-pound person. So now, as a 150-something pound person, I should eat 1,300 calories if my goal is to be 130 pounds. Does that make sense? So that's what I've heard, and I think it's a really good rule of thumb. And it's not that you have to have that every single day. You actually should mix it up and whatnot, but generally that's my goal. And so what a regular day looks like for me now, I'm actually going to start in January when I first started, because I want you to see, if you have a little bit of weight to lose, how quickly it can come off if you apply these things to your life. So January, actually December 31st I started, and I was 179.1 pounds. The day I started, I walked 3 miles. Walked. I did not run because I hadn't ran in a long time and I knew it would kill me. And I did a little bit of strength training with a friend on my legs, and then I hated my life for the next week after that, and I never did it again. But the next day I woke up, I was 177.1. So I had gone down 2 pounds in one day. Now, it's not fat. I lost, I'm sure, bloating because I had ate horrible. And that day I logged my calories and I ate like 13 or 1,200 calories. And then I still worked out, so I burnt calories. And so, I had a lot of bloating that I needed to get off the top of this thing. So it, the first week it was really coming off, but it wasn't that it was all fat. It was just a lot of bloating and stuff and bad habits that I had that needed readjusted. So then I walked 1.25 miles, and then I ran 1.75 that same day. That was January 1st. The next day I was 176.4. So I had gone down 0.6 pounds. And then actually the next day I was up 0.1. But then the following day I was down 1.5. And honestly, by the next, 2 weeks later, I had gone from 179 on that Monday to 171 by 2 weeks later on the next 2 Mondays. So I had lost 8 pounds or whatever the math is in just 2 weeks. And a lot of that was bloating. But so what I do is I wake up and I weigh myself first thing after I go to the bathroom, and I've said before, I won't even wear a hair tie. I take out my earrings except for these ones. These ones I'm not worried about. But I'm totally buck because I'm not about to wear any amount of clothing that's going to make me weigh down, because I'm delusional and I think that it's going to make it up like 20 pounds. So I do that, and then I write it on my calendar like I've showed everybody before what my weight is, and I've done my measurements, my BMI, my body fat percent, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of blurry, sorry. But anyway, it's on other videos. You can see it. And so then after that, I go and I have my coffee. It's 210 calories. It's 6 tablespoons of 35 calorie French vanilla creamer. And then that will sustain me. I go clean my house, and I'm obsessed with these things. I'm going to show you my go-tos. First of all, these Belvita things. I have 3 different kinds of these, and one little package is 230 calories, and they have a bunch of different flavors, and they're really, really good. And they're nice because I feel like in my brain, they're 4 little cookies inside of here. They taste good. They're sweet. But they also, there's 4 of them, so you kind of feel like you're getting, I don't know, I can break them into pieces, and I'll make this whole thing probably last 20 minutes. I'll take a little bite, and then I'll make sure I chew it really slowly, drink a little bit of water, clean the rest of the bathroom or whatever I'm in, take the next bite, and then I'll move along. I make it last because sometimes I'm not even really that hungry. I'm just craving things, and so that's why I do it. So I probably do that at about 11:30 or noon. And then sometimes I'll have this with me too. I didn't open this pack yet, but if I'm really desperate, I'll have one of these. These things are the bomb. Sweet and salty nut cashew bars. Don't get almond, don't get peanut, get cashew, because that's where it's at. And you can't get the knockoffs because they're not as good. So Nature Valley right here, sweet and salty cashew. This thing is amazing. It's 160 calories. Some of the other ones are a little less or more depending on what you like, calorie-wise, or what flavors you like. But anyway, I'll sometimes do both. So that's 150 and 230 plus my 210 coffee that I already had. So, I don't know, math. 4, 40, 5... almost 600, something like that. So these things are really nice just to have as a snack, and I always try to eat those before I'm completely ravenous and starving, because a lot of times I can talk myself into well, you should probably just go to Wendy's and get some nuggets, or you can go get Starbucks or blah blah blah. But if I eat that, then I'll know that I'm full. It's not really hunger, it's just me wanting to pig out. So I do that, and then I come home from cleaning a house, or I'll go to the gym, and I usually do that about 5 times a week. And I try to run, or I do the elliptical or the cycle, and my goal is always 500 calories. So typically I'll burn 300 calories on the elliptical because it's the fastest way to get the most calories burnt. And then I'll jump over to the treadmill and walk or run 2 miles, which is about another 200 calories. So that's 500. It takes me about an hour. And if I come home, I only have the treadmill, so I'll do that. I'll run 3 miles, and then I'll just walk out the other two, and that's still about 500. So I only do that a couple times a week. I don't work out every single day. It's not realistic for most people, especially I have children, I have a job, all this kind of stuff. So, I don't work out every single day. So I do that probably, like I said, 5 days a week. The most time I don't do anything on Sunday because we're very involved in our church, and I'm not about to be sweaty and have to take a shower on Sunday. So that doesn't happen. We just rest that day pretty much and nap between church services. And maybe one other day during the week if I'm just like super busy and I don't get a chance to. But I really don't set out. Like if I have the time, I'll work out 6 days a week. And even if I just walk for 30 minutes, I do something. Take my dog out or go jump on the trampoline with the kids or something just to feel like I've done something. And then typically I weigh myself again because I know after I've done my 500 calorie thing that I will be down a pound. And I know it's just sweat and whatever. It's not fat again, but I just need to know that I'm still on track, that I haven't pigged out too much that day, and I know this where the scale should be. I also drink I drink water a lot. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the secret to it all. I don't know if this is going to end up giving me cancer sometime in my life or what kind of sugar is in it. I don't know. And everybody can try to preach at me that it's horrible. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. This thing says vitamin strawberry watermelon. This is Kroger brand, but there's every kind. But strawberry watermelon is the best. Okay. And it says liquid water enhancer with vitamins, and it's 0 calories. And basically it says to put 2 in a 16-ounce bottle. I put like 18 because it's real good. But I'm okay still, so I'm going to say that it's fine. So I go through these things like crazy, but they're really good, and they help you, like you can chug water with this in it because it tastes really good. So I do one of these at least 16 ounces, and I know that when I do that, it makes me gain a pound. So I kind of like know where I'm going to be. I weigh myself like 400 times a day, and I base what I do next on that. So basically, if it's up a little bit, I might go for an extra mile run. If it's down a little bit, then I'm like, oh, well, I can have a little bit, I might go and get like an English muffin or something, which is another thing that like these things make you feel full for a long time. Like it's not the same as regular bread or toast or bagels or whatever. For whatever reason, these things are like really good calorie wise. I think they're delicious, and I still put butter on them. I do like low calorie butter, but for whatever reason, they just make me feel fuller longer. So I eat these a lot, and I think they're good, and they're like crunchy and airy and whatever. So I like those. I do those a lot. And then dinner time, my husband is the opposite of me. He is strength training. He wants to gain weight, and he's doing really good, but we cannot eat the same things because I'm trying to eat like normal small portions, and he's trying to eat for 4 people because he wants to be huge. So a couple dinners that we rotate. Oh, so I do spaghetti because that's like one of the only things my kids will eat, and I'll do lean beef, and I do like, I really don't do like multi-grain noodles or anything like that. I basically just watch my portion size. So I get like a smaller bowl, like a kid's bowl, because I have 3 kids, and I fill that, and I do have one like garlic bread or something like that. And basically for dinner, I'll have about a 600 calorie dinner because I've had 600 calories for the rest of my meals total. So that's about 1,200. Sometimes I go over a little bit, but it's going to happen. So I do spaghetti sometimes. We do taco night a lot. Again, lean beef. I only have 1 taco. I get low fat or fat-free sour cream, fat-free cheese. I do tomatoes and lettuce to try to like fill that stuff in without having to have all the unhealthy stuff. And I only do 1, and I take my time with it. And then let's see, other dinners, like this is one of my favorite ones, and this is probably the worst thing that I eat. But it's so good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. So smoked sausage right here. You chop that into little pieces, and I add peppers and onions and garlic and olive oil, a little bit, not a lot of olive oil because you can't fry it up real good if it's too greasy. And I add this stuff on it because, like, let me tell you, you have to learn how to use spices if you don't want to hate your life when you're dieting. You can put spices on everything. So I use this. There's actually a better one that a friend gave me, and it's called Special and a bad word. And there's chicken, beef, whatever, but if you get on Amazon or eBay, I'm sorry, but if you type that in, I know it's got a bad word in it, and I hate that, and I turn it so my kids don't see it, but it is delicious. And so I do eat that a lot, but I'm out, so I'm using this right now because it was cheaper. But yeah, you just spice up everything. Put it in your tacos, everything. And I put a lot of red pepper and make it spicier because I've just always heard that if you make things spicy, that it keeps your metabolism like working because it's trying to, I don't know what it's trying to do. I've just heard that. So I'm going with it, and I like spicy things. So that's what I do. Let's see, what other dinners? There's honestly, like, I just rotate those a lot. We do get salads a lot from Wendy's. Their harvest salad is real good. Their Southwest avocado salad's real good. We sometimes get salads from the Christie's Pizza down here, but it's not as good and not a lot of variety. I do wings a lot. Wings, I can have about 5 of those for 400 calories, and then the ranch or whatever that I dip them in makes it about 600. So again, I keep my dinners about 600 calories. So whether you do that with something that is, by the time you get it, the portion's like this big, or you make healthier foods so that you can have like lots of peppers and vegetables and blah, 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 you know, that's your choice or whatever. And either way, I'm fine. If I eat a small portion, I'm still satisfied just as much as if it was a big portion. But anyway, that's what my day looks like. And then I'm going to be real with you. I do eat late at night, and I eat before bed sometimes because my kids are in bed, and it's the joy of my life to have alone time with my husband. So I have this Christmas tin. Oh my gosh. It just smells good. It's full of Hershey Kisses. There's lava cake ones, caramel cake, lava cake ones, and then these are the best, cookies and cream ones. And I eat probably 5 to 9 of these a night. Sometimes. Like sometimes I'll eat a bowl of cereal if I'm like super starving, and I eat either honeycombs or golden Oreo cereal or whatever it's called. And a lot of times I do that in like a coffee mug type thing, or because I have one that's like almost like a bowl. But that's how I get a smaller portion, because if I just load up a regular bowl like the rest of my family uses, then it's like an 800 calorie bowl of cereal. Or I'll have 5 or 9 of these, and I always make sure that when I eat them, I ball up the wrapper and I throw it in the lid that's on my coffee table so that I can make sure that I've had 5 to 9. Because if you wad them all up in one ball, you're going to be like, I think I had like 3, when really you had like 20. So it's really hard to keep track, especially if you're watching TV. So I do always put them in the lid so that I can count them. And once I see like 5 or 6 floating around in here, I'm like, I need to, pay attention. And I also eat them very slowly. I can make one of these things last for like 10 minutes, because if you just chew it up and swallow it, what's the point? You're not even getting any joy out of it. So that's what I do. There's really not a whole lot else. Honestly, like I eat these every single day, these little granola bar things. I have the same coffee every single day. I think that helps me because it doesn't like freak my brain out or make me spastic when I have to, put something new in there that I'm not sure about. Like I don't really ever eat anything if I don't already know the calories for it, because we lie to ourselves. And as much as I can probably look at something and guess the amount of calories pretty closely because I've counted calories for so long. But I still don't even trust myself, because I know there's been times that I've been like, yeah, that's probably 700 calories. And then I get home and realize it's been like 1,300. And so I just do prepackaged things that are single servings already. And I really watch out for that kind of stuff. But like I said, that's basically what I do. And then I weigh myself, I weigh myself again before bed, because generally I will lose 1.5 to 2 pounds by the next morning. So I actually weigh myself before I eat the bowl of cereal or these Hershey Kisses before bed, because if it's up, I'm like, I'm not going to eat them. I'm just going to wait until tomorrow. So I kind of base whether or not I get my like late night snack on what the scale is saying. But I also know, like, if you drink a bunch of water with dinner and stuff, that it's going to be up. So I just know my body, and I know what to look for. And so I don't know how to tell you you just have to do it for a while to know exactly like what you're doing. But that's what a typical day or week looks like for me. The same types of foods over and over again. And I don't know if that's too boring for some of you guys to handle, but it works. I'm still happy. I'm still satisfied. I'm still eating the same things. And like today I was 154.5, and I'm actually 2 pounds up because of a cruise that I went on recently. But I'm already going back down. I was up 7 pounds and I've already lost a couple. So, I'm just telling you, it works. So I don't know if anybody wants to try the same types of things that I've tried, and you can let me know if it works for you, or if you have other tips or anything, share it with me, because I would love to have new recipes. I would love to have just any kind of new tips and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to put a typical day or week into a video so that people knew, like, that I didn't just like munch on lettuce all day long, I guess. I don't know. Like, I still eat whatever foods I want. I eat tortilla shells. I eat pasta. I eat English muffins. I eat bread. I do all this kind of stuff. I have garlic bread. Like, I don't deprive myself of anything that I want. I just watch it in moderation and I make sure I log it and I'm honest with myself. So I think that if you do those things, if you really, are trying to lose weight, maybe you've tried all this keto stuff, maybe you've tried having like no carbs or low carbs or whatever, I don't know all the things that are even out there now, but whatever the situation, juicing or just doing a fast or blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff, I'm just telling you, I eat before bed. I eat whenever I want. I eat the foods that I want. I don't deprive myself of anything. I just exercise and I'm honest with myself and I log it. And I think if you do those things, you can keep it simple. You can keep yourself from going crazy over new recipes and being confused all the time and blah blah blah. And I mean, it's just simple. If you have a deficit, if you're taking in less calories than you're expending, you're going to lose weight. So that's what I do, and it works for me. So I hope that if you try it, that it'll work for you. And if you have any questions, you can either put it in a comment or you can find me on Facebook or however, I don't know, however you can get a hold of me. Maybe you know me in real life and you can just say, hey, what's up? So I just felt like I wanted to share that with you. Thank you.